And Cuba is in front of a challenge. You have to move to a society more inclusive, in which everybody fits in. How do you do that? No more is this central planning system is no longer working. Today, the state is not the only one providing incomes, jobs, education, even educational health care. So how you move to a society not individualistic and follow the patterns of capitalism, but more inclusive. This is a major debate in Cuba, and the co-ops are central in that debate.
That's really what stimulated me to think about having this kind of a program, because as we were discussing before, the world for a long time has thought that there are only two options. Either the state takes a major role and organizes, or the private sector. And we were supposed to debate the strengths and weaknesses of these two, and we have watched for a century now oscillations between these two approaches, as if there were nothing else. So it strikes me that Cuba is a pioneer, no matter how limited, that it is saying, well, we don't want the private capitalist. We made a revolution, we don't want that. We have now experimented with state-managed, and there are enough problems with that system that we're going to try something else, but we're not going to be trapped in that either-or. Has enough happened in Cuba that this is something you can generally take to the rest of the world as an alternative, or is it still too early?
I think it's still too early. I mean, what you have in Cuba is a legacy of social solidarity, that this is a legacy of the revolution. People don't want to be exploited. They don't want the gross inequality that they see in capitalist societies. This is almost universal, at least in my experience. But the Cubans themselves are still learning from other Latin Americans. So, for instance, cooperative experiments in Brazil, Uruguay, Argentina are things that the Cubans are pointing to and saying we need to learn from them. So there's interchange now. People from South America are coming to Cuba, Cubans are going there, and it's developing. I think there has to be a shakeout in the power structure within Cuba in terms of the more regressive elements of the bureaucracy who want to hang on to whatever they have no matter what. Have to go away somehow and open the door for more popular democracy of all kinds. Not democracy as we understand it here in the United States, but a real social democracy. And I don't think the Cuban model is generalizable yet, but they are working at exactly what you're saying, which is the rejection of this either-or model, which, by the way, is happening in many, many places and in many, many ways. Right. But the Cubans want to, at least their stated goal is to take it much further than most other places.